video we are going to discuss about magnetic field intensity due to solenoid. First of all, solenoid means a cylindrical shaped non-magnetic frame which has large number of closely spaced turns of insulating wire. Whenever a current flowing through the solenoid, then magnetic field is set up. Now our aim is to determine magnetic field intensity at any point in the field developed by the solenoid. So let us consider a solenoid and the axis of the solenoid is along z-axis. Let the length of the solenoid is small l meter and the radius of the solenoid is small a meter and the number of turns on the solenoid is capital N. And consider a differential element on the solenoid and the current flowing through this differential element is I into dl. It is also equals to I into dz because this differential element is considered along z-axis, so I into dl can be also written as I into dz. And in this differential element, it has number of turns, and these turns are like circular current carrying conductors. And we already derived the formula for magnetic field intensity due to circular current carrying conductor, that is H bar is equals to I into rho square divided by 2 into root of rho square plus z square whole cube into uz bar. So we can use this formula in order to determine the magnetic field intensity at this point due to solenoid. But here we need to calculate the differential magnetic field intensity at this point P due to this differential element, or in this differential element it has a small n number of turns. That small n is equals to capital N by L, where capital N is total number of the turns and L is length of the solenoid. So due to this differential number of turns, the differential magnetic field intensity at this point, that is dH bar, is equals to here I, here this is the current flowing through the conductor, and here the current flowing through the differential element is I into dz into rho square. Here rho means radius of the circular current carrying conductor. Here the radius of the solenoid is a, so a square into uz bar divided by 2 into root of rho square means a square plus z square whole cube. And we need to multiply this equation with the number of turns, because here we are considering only a single turn circular current carrying conductor, but here we are considering a differential element, and this differential element has number of turns, that is small n is equals to capital N by L. So we need to multiply this equation with the number of turns, that is small n. So the differential magnetic field intensity at this point P due to this differential number of turns or differential element, that is dH bar, is equals to small n into I into dz into a square into uz bar divided by 2 into root of a square plus z square whole cube. Now by integrating this equation, we can get the total magnetic field intensity at this point P due to total length of the solenoid. So H bar is equals to integral, and the limits are here the variable is z. So integral z equals to 0 to L n into I into dz into a square into uz bar divided by 2 into root of a square plus z square whole cube. And here for convenience, the z limits are converting into theta limits, because in the next case we are going to determine magnetic field intensity due to infinite length of the solenoid. So it is convenient to convert this z limits into theta limits. And from this figure we know that this triangle, in this triangle, this is the angle theta. Here cot theta is equals to z by a. So here in this triangle the adjacent side is z and the opposite side is a. So from this triangle cot theta is equals to z by a and z is equals to a into cot theta. So differentiating this equation both sides, then we can get dz is equals to minus a into cosecant square theta into d theta. Substitute these two in the actual equation, then h bar is equals to integral, and we are converting these z limits into theta limits, and the limits of theta is from theta 1 to theta 2. N into I into dz means minus a into cosecant square theta into d theta, a square into uz bar divided by 2 into root of a square plus z square, where z is a into cot theta, so z square means a square cot square theta whole cube. And here the limits of theta is from theta 1 to theta 2. So if this theta reaches to theta 1, then we can get this end of the solenoid. If theta equals to theta 2, then we can get this end of the solenoid. That means we can consider total length of the solenoid. So h bar is equals to integral theta 1 to theta 2 n into I into minus a into cosecant square theta into d theta a square uz bar divided by 2 into root of a square plus a square into cot square theta whole cube. If you take a square common in the denominator, then we can get a square into 1 plus cot square theta, and we know that 1 plus cot square theta means cosecant square theta. So in the denominator we have root of a square cosecant square theta, so square root cancel, then we can get a into cosecant theta whole cube, that means a cube into cosecant cube theta. And in numerator we have a into a square, that means a cube, and cosecant square theta. So this a cube and this a cube is common in both numerator and denominator, so those two cancel with each other. And in numerator we have cosecant square theta, in the denominator we have cosecant cube theta, so we can get 1 by cosecant theta. So 1 by cosecant theta means sin theta. So that means by solving this equation we can get h bar is equals to n into I by 2 into uz bar integral minus sin theta into d theta. And we know that the integration of sin theta is minus cos theta. Already we have minus here, so integral minus sin theta into d theta means cos theta. And after substituting the limits we can get h bar is equals to ni by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1 into uz bar. And the units for this magnetic field intensity is ampere turn per meter. Now we are going to see some special cases here. In case 1, we are going to determine the magnetic field intensity due to infinite length of the solenoid. In case 2, we are going to determine the magnetic field intensity at one end of the solenoid. In case 3, we are going to determine the magnetic field intensity at midpoint of the solenoid. So first case, so magnetic field intensity due to infinite length of the solenoid. If the length of the solenoid becomes infinite, then this theta 1 becomes 180 degrees and this theta 2 becomes 0 degrees. So theta 1 equals to 180 and theta 2 equals to 0. So substitute this theta 1 and theta 2 in an actual equation, that is h bar is equals to ni by 2 into cos theta 2, that means cos 0 minus cos theta 1, that is 180 into uz bar. And we know that cos 0 means 1, cos 180 means minus 1. So minus of minus plus 1. So h bar is equals to n into I by 2 into 1 plus 1 into uz bar. So this 2 and 2 cancel with each other. So h bar is equals to small n into I into uz bar. And we know that small n is equals to capital N by L. So h bar due to magnetic field intensity due to infinite length of the solenoid, that is h bar is equals to capital N into I by L into uz bar. So this is the magnetic field intensity at any point due to infinite length of the solenoid, that is h bar is equals to capital N into I by L into uz bar. And in second case, we are going to determine the magnetic field intensity at one end of the solenoid. Let us consider point P at this end of the solenoid. We have two ends, this is one end and this is one end. If you consider point P at this end of the solenoid, then what is the magnetic field intensity at this point due to this solenoid? So if the point considered here, then this theta 1 becomes 180 degrees. So this theta 1 becomes 90 degrees. So substitute this theta 1 in this equation, then we can get h bar is equals to n into I by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So here cos theta 1 means cos 90, that is 0. So we can get h bar is equals to ni by 2 into cos theta 2 into uz bar. Here what is cos theta 2 means? So this is the triangle and this is the angle theta 2. So cos theta 2 means adjacent side by hypotenuse. So adjacent side is this one. So length of the solenoid, that is small l, divided by hypotenuse. This is adjacent side and the opposite side is radius of the cylinder, that is a. So the hypotenuse becomes root of l square plus a square. So h bar is equals to small n means capital N by L. So capital N into I by 2l into cos theta 2 means small l divided by root of l square plus a square into uz bar. So this is the formula for magnetic field intensity at one end of the solenoid. Now case 3, magnetic field intensity at midpoint of the solenoid. If this point is at midpoint, that means exactly at L by 2 from the origin. So this is L by 2 and this is L by 2. Then what is the magnetic field intensity at this point P? So here this theta 2 is equals to this angle, let it is x. So this theta 2 is equals to x and this x is equals to total this angle is 180 and this one is theta 1. So theta 2 is equals to this x and this x is equals to 180 minus theta 1. And from this we can get theta 1 is equals to 180 minus theta 2. So substitute this theta 1 in actual equation, then h bar is equals to n into I by 2 into cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1 means 180 minus theta 2 and into uz bar. And here cos 180 minus theta 2 means minus cos theta 2. So we have cos theta 2 here. So cos theta 2 minus of minus plus cos theta 2. That means we can get 2 into cos theta 2 here. So h bar is equals to n into I by 2L into 2 into cos theta 2 into uz bar. So here 2 cancel with each other. So h bar is equals to capital N into I by L into cos theta 2. So cos theta 2 means, so this is angle theta 2. So cos theta 2 means this is the triangle adjacent side and this one is L by 2 because the point is located at midpoint. So cos theta 2 means adjacent side, that is L by 2 divided by hypotenuse, this one hypotenuse. So this is L by 2 and this is A. So we can get hypotenuse root of L by 2 whole square plus A square. So cos theta 2 means adjacent side L by 2 divided by hypotenuse, that is root of L by 2 whole square plus A square. So h bar magnetic field intensity at midpoint of the solenoid, that is h bar is equals to capital N into I by L into L by 2 divided by root of L by 2 whole square plus A square into uz bar, ampere turn per meter.